I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is July 31st, Thursday, 2025. Hope you had a good day and a good month. So yesterday when I made the video, we were down here and I took that buy. It's crazy, could have held it, but done for the day. As you see, the idea was I gave some ideas of it coming down, and we're actually coming down now. Mentioned at the end of the month would be likely a sell-off, and looking at that for the FOMC, it's a big day, so it could do a lot. But sure enough, to keep it simple, one of the options at the end, I'm just like, this is what I'd like to see, and sure enough, it's exactly what it did. Just bought all the way up. And then from there, well, remember, we have this, we're at 50% when I made the video. See this range here. And then getting closer to these guys. I talked about that shit too. And we're hunting for the rest of them now. But they pushed it up again to get everybody here because this was actually pretty easy, I ain't gonna lie. But the idea is that they go up and then they're doing that sell-off one more time, right? So it's just, you don't know what the market's going to do, right? But we understand what it's doing. So fire, dude, just came all the way up and you'll take a look at this. Where is it out here? You'll see, look at this bullshit. So they came in and then that's that range, right? And then they came in and then they pushed all the way up, right? I measured this again. I was just exhausted. Where am I at here? Just so you can see how I measured this over here. So instead of this, this push up and this push back down, I measured this right here, this swing here. So 101.5 straight to that sell from what I took yesterday, 2 to 2.5, and then well, obviously it came to the 3.5 to 4. And then again, drives. So it's like 1, 2, and it's just this fucking constant push up. Call it even 4. And then we get a break here. Break coming back in. And then this beautiful sell here happens. I'm going to go straight to it just so you know how I got the trade for the sell. Because here's the thing. When we're up here, right? Here's the midnight level we're sweeping at as well. You can see it. You can see it literally like hugging that midnight level. It's perfect even. When we're up here, right? Well, the new general range would be this low and this high. Hey, it broke through it. This is a break of structure for me, by the way, but I'll get into it. But I'm not buying up here. We're selling down for a retracement at the least, right? So when we're up here at 8:30 with this bullshit, I generally like to be ready at 8:30 on Thursdays and Fridays. Not participating at the 8:30 candle or anything, but the logic was that we had this wick here, and I'm gonna do this. This is again how I make videos long, but I'm giving you super fire. I mean, I don't know what else I could tell you, but definitely tired of showing trades. That's for sure. Just want to chill. But as you can see, bam, right there. I'll just leave it at that. So the logic of this is that when this 8:30 candle gets pushed up, it doesn't take that data high. Some people think that it's just always going to take the data highs. No, in general, we're above that midnight level, and we're inside here. We're getting these lower highs, and I'm trying to enter at this situation here, right? What's my goal? I'm trying to already price to come down for. I know the settlement of yesterday is over here. This stupid candle, this boner candle right here. That's the settlement right there, right? So the opening range gap is the sealment is right there. But when we gapped up, we actually have zero price action inside it. So it was a very simple target. But what am I doing? I'm trying to catch the leg down for a retracement and general to get into this area. You can see how I have it projected here from this swing. You could take a look at that, right? You can see that. And then this was just my general goal, plus the previous days. So the previous day's high, which obviously is Wednesday, would be that high, really. And then if you take a look before that would be Tuesday's high. And then it's just a breakout level, right? So I'm looking at that, understanding there's liquidity there and balance, and sure enough, whatever, came all the way back down, right? But But this is what I'm trying to do. I'm looking for a dump, you know what I mean? At the least, some type of dump and pump. But this today's situation would be more like because again, we're up here, right? So the amount of time it's going to take for it to do its drives, even if it was to be bullish and go again, the point is that you have so much time in the day that it was going to most likely price stay down here. Number one. Number two, because of the end of the month and situation that they rated. And honestly, this was, pretty much unfair because they do it like at the end of the day, right? It's like, come on, bro. Like, we're not fucking stupid, right? So again, another understanding that it's possible to come back down because of everybody trying to buy here. I was in this fucking buy and I got out, dude. And I was like driving to our family's house, and in the car I was with my wife, and I'm just like, yo, I'm getting a little pissed right now. I could feel it because I saw the price just shoot up while I was on the phone. I mean, I wasn't really like on the phone, but just checked it a little bit later, and I was like, bro, you know what I mean? And this is the reason why I don't trade Asia, because I'm not trying to catch these tops or anything like that, bro. There's no reason, but you can see here that it was just ready for us. Imagine spending all night just so you could have just waited till 8:30's time and fucking got in and just took off, right? Anyways, this is another point. But the feelings were getting in. I was like, but you're never going to be perfect. The best loser wins in this game. The best person, the best trader that wins this game is the one that controls his emotions and is the best loser and takes losses, understands it's part of the game. Now I'm just rambling, but let's go to it just so you can see the fire, man. I mean, because this was the understanding of, I don't even have it highlighted, just so you know. I don't need that. I don't even need a lot of things really, but I do it, in general. This is my pretense of getting in. Okay. So you see how we wick inside of it and then wick it again right there. Look at the body sitting right there. Beautiful. And what am I doing, man? The price is already now slithering down, and then 930 is here. It already broke that low. It's breaking right through, which is just fire. I love to see it just completely seal it. And then I'm getting to my understanding of my targets in this area, right? And this is all my goal was. I didn't need anything else. This is just like beautiful in itself. Beautiful week. Obviously, we want to trade sometimes the news because of the volatility, and just it's your playbook. But the thing is that sometimes it can be fickle if you're wrong, right? But anyways, 930 just opens up, comes straight down. I have nothing marked. I'm not marking anything. I'm just trying to squeeze it out. And that's it. And that's pretty much, that was the goal here, right? Again, another gap up. So there's no body there, right? And then we talked about that weekly gap. On the daily, they started making bodies here, but on the weekly, it was a stupid gap. So they're bringing it back down underneath that gap for this week. So now we can have a body underneath it, right? And it's just simple as that. But that's the logic there. So here's the next trade. You can see I start putting some stuff to it here. You can see that this imbalance here held the price. Bottom 25% opening range gap. You're in the daily gap. See, this is what's very key. It's a big size daily gap, right? And then you can see it's just selling off of it from 50%. But in general, this leg keeps popping in right here. I have the lines dragged out a little bit. You can see it working, but dragged in there. All right, then it pops right back to that first imbalance. We're using the first one because it's above the previous session highs, right? So forget all this electronic shit. We're looking at the yesterday's PM session before the settlement, but coming in and tagging it. Look at the high of the gap, and then look at that right there, right? So we tag in beautifully. So up here, we're pushing up here. I'm gonna just go through it, man. So push. Imbalance right there, imbalance right there. This, when it comes in like this, right, you don't want to see that if you're bullish here, but at the same time, it comes up and it's a failed high again. I didn't drag this out, but it comes and tags the bottom of that. You got time involved, and this is a sell by sell day, so that means that it's not going to be a really dump and pump. It's going to be most likely a sell by sell. That's what I mean by, while we're up here, we're looking for a a sell day, right? A bearish day, right? So that looks like a sell by sell, which is beautiful. So this is move 1 that I caught. Move 2 up. Move, by the way, I caught this. Move 3 down. Didn't catch any of this. I was actually done. So then the market, as you can see, by the way, we don't want it to come in here, but it's fine. And then it breaks again with this. Boom, breaks right there, right? So now I got this measured here to here, right? And you got the 1 to 1.5 right here. You can't see it, it's in there. By the way, we have this top green is the Monday's first imbalance. This is the Wednesday's first imbalance. You obviously know that I got it quadded here. And that's all you need to know. But we get this break again right here. So boom, break. Look at this imbalance right here. Beautiful bodies. Look at that. Now you're on the bottom half of the daily gap. You have to see these things, right? Doesn't mean you have to be involved. I'm just saying that this is order flow, right? And then when the price is now coming down here like this is not going to buy from here, right? It's too shallow. Like, and I understood that too, right? So I just got to let it do its thing. Sure enough, it came all the way down here, and I was like, you see it reaching for here. But what's it called? Look at this. Then you break another lower. Here's another imbalance right there. Look at that high from whatever that was, Tuesday, right? So from Tuesday, you can see that we're underneath it. Look how it's laying in the middle right there. Boom. Another imbalance. Another imbalance. I can even draw the up candles, but I'm not even going to do that. Now this right here, you would think, okay, all right, this is going to buy right here. This is dirty price action. I don't like it. Is it a shift a little bit? Yes, but this imbalance is in control there. And as you can see, no bodies. So that's another signature, right? No bodies are above it. But so it comes down for another leg. Where does it go to? I mean, man, you can't make this up. It goes right to the 50% of the current week gap. So this is how I'm getting involved on this candle. It's also the 11:15 new 15-minute candle. Sure enough, look at the bodies of the 11 o'clock candle. What's it called? Right there, sitting on the top of the 25%. And then the 11:15 reaches in, tags it perfectly. I'm in that bitch. So I understand where I am. You can see the price retracing back using that last down candle and this Monday's imbalance. Look. You see the bodies is sitting at 50% of that first imbalance from Monday. So you buyers and sellers obviously didn't do that. Here, by the way, as far as the measurement goes, I used this while I was looking at it, but I also had another measurement from here, from this to this. All right, and this was way more accurate and whatever. But what was I really doing here? Well, I understood that they just wiped out a lot of this, right? And this is some easy seller. So when I'm down here, I'm looking to push up to get some liquidity. Well, you obviously have this guy right here. You see how it tags it? Bink, right there. Right, see that? See how it tags it? But I'm still holding a little bit because I want to see if we could push up a little higher. Where am I really going in this trade? I'll even let you think about it. Push pause if you want. Forget the measurement right now. All right, where do you think I'm taking this buy to? Look at the chart. Where do you think as you know me, where do you think I'm trying to take this trade to? So the thing is before I answer the question, we're coming down into London close, right? So we also have time involved, right? And then we'll get generally a retrace for any liquidity after 10 o'clock, right? So that's obviously first option here. But we're trying to get up into here. But what's this? This guy right here. See that right there? So this right here, I didn't draw a circle for you or anything. I don't need to, but I'm actually very exhausted. So I wanted to be done. But this low, we broke through it. So my intention is to squeeze up and get as close as I can. Do I expect it to go all the way up? Not really, and especially not today. Why? Well, it could have, But that's a lot of movement that we've already had. So this is also me just trying to be fair. I'm really just trying to take out this breakout level, squeeze it up. But look what the time is. It's lunch. So that's why I allowed it to go into lunch, because I know lunch will look for liquidity as well, right? After the London close. Yes, it could have came down, and that's why I'm really squeezing it, because I'm not trying to give nothing back. I'm trying to be fucking done. And it's a great day. Sure enough, we had some great movement afterwards. Yes, I know it's still a sell by sell day. Do I see us coming down here? Possibly, but I'm not interested in that. And that's what they did. So this is explaining what I'm doing here to take it to this area up here, right? And I'm not even trying to be perfect. If you take a look at the chart, you'll see that we look at the fire here. Oh, by the way, this here. So I measured these two down candles right here. It just has a swing to it. And you can see 1 and 1.5. So when we tapped it, this is also was what I was looking at with this buy coming up in here. But the 1 and 1.5, if it's really going to be bearish here, it's not going to go to the 2 to 2.5. So if you're expecting it to come up in here, most likely, and yes, this is a breakout level here, but they're not going to come and do that, because their agenda is to come down here, and they're not trying to give you a better price. They're trying to put you on fucking offense, right? So and they're gonna leave that empty, right, underneath the 50, but really the tick to the tick was that high. Okay, anyways, so it popped up into the 1 and 1.5. I projected it here to 1 and 1.5. This is also the area that I want to be in for buying. Plus I also have this projection from 3.5 to 4. So if you overlap those in this area, this is coming right back into here. So then you can see me measuring it here, right? And then when I'm squeezing up, I was trying to get to that low. I just got stopped out. But look with this measurement, you can see 2 to 2.5, right? And look how we're beautifully like sitting, 50% of the bodies are sitting right there, right? So that's just the logic there. Now, again, this is move 1, move 2, move 3, move 4, move 5. That's what I mean by sell by sell. Look at this fucking crazy, bro. Oh my God. I love this type of market, but I've just been so like stuck to fucking 100 points that it's just like, it is what it is. But move 1, I caught. I move 2, I caught. Now here, when we keep pushing up, I'm not even going to show the trade. Could we keep pushing up? Possibly, but it's really shallow, so this gets squeezed out. So then move 3 happens. So I don't catch 3, and I should have, but I didn't. But then this is move 4. Because if it's a lower, low, lower, high, lower, lower, high, I expect us to, that's what I was doing, was move 4. Does move 4 keep going, or is it going to roll over again? It's probably going to roll over again because of the body situation that I told you about. Holy shit. Yeah, and just so you know about the earnings, fuck earnings. All right, everything was supposed to, earnings all look decent, okay? So there's no reason for it to be doing what it's doing now. What this, again, is look at the speaker. We had a speaker from even yesterday. We popped up, and then now we came back down. And really, what are they doing? I told you they're going to get these motherfuckers. What did I fucking tell y'all this whole time? So forget this range. Fuck ranges. Real quick. What did I tell you guys about this area? I've been screaming it since last week, I think. But they just tagged that guy. Did they tag him? Pretty much. Okay, so, and this, by the way, this is July 21st is Monday. Look at the first imbalance. Look how we're sitting in that again right now, right? So I'm not going to get into all this other stuff. I need to clean some of this chart up. But what was my point? Well, again, so that was move 4. Does move 4 keep going, or move 5 happens? Move 5 happened. This was actually easy, but I'm not a robot, and I'm not going to truck and trade all day. So I keep things in this type of flow. Okay, so it broke, and I'm measuring. It's very difficult to measure. You can't really measure this that way, right? So I'm measuring the entire pullback, right? So 2 to 2.5, 3.5 to 4, and then over here I'm using the whole thing here, right? So by the way, yeah, I already mentioned the 2 to 2.5 to the lower high. Just breakout area. It's just whatever. Then I'm measuring this whole thing here, and then you can see 1 on 1.5. Right there is where we're at. So, all right, so nice little break right there. See, it slithers and breaks right there, right? But then you get into break again. This is an easy fucking sell right here for to hunt that liquidity. This is as easy as it gets, guys. Just so you know, it's as easy as it gets. But right there, sells off right there, and comes outside of the weak gap, and then let me move this over. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. And then I didn't pull out this guy. Look at this shit, buddy. I know I gotta change the color, but and maybe you're asking, why are you keeping them green? Why are you keep marking these highs? Well, it's because I don't have any fucking data to the left of the chart. These are all-time highs. I have nothing else I could use. I can keep it more simple, obviously. By the way, yesterday I forgot to mention, when we made that low in the video of the day, we were tapping this down candle, this July 22nd. This down candle, we tagged that, by the way. So, little confluence with this imbalance right here is pretty much at 50, but let me just not jump over the place. But, so, okay, we come outside, we come back into the 50, right? You know, and then we look, and come on, man. You gotta look at the details. I know it's a lot of details, but just take a look at it. You can see us tagging that Monday imbalance, and then we sell off again from the Wednesdays. We're at the 50%, and, you know, and we just kind of blow through. Here's the first imbalance of the session. We blow through. Just used for momentum, selling down. Now this play right here, I'm looking at this as the lower high, and then this is the lower low here, right? But here, it is a control of price too, but it's just pretty much like trying to get the breakout guys here and the late pushers, right? So, what do? We come down again, some drives, and then retrace right back where? So by the way, we hit that high. This is July 18. See that high right there? Pushed all the way out. We had that liquidity in those guys there. Remember, I was telling you I like this area for coming back in, but whatever. And we tag it right there. What do we do from here? We come right back to the 25%, and then here they're just fucking scamming, right? Scamming liquidity here, scamming liquidity there, just whatever. And who cares? The month is over. Great month, actually. Julys are always really good. And I wonder if I'm missing something here. As far as dollar, it was actually continuously going up as well. So also helping the logic of coming down. And then the big sell from what I took was because we had a higher high here. So we were stuck in the wick. And then you just measured the wick. You know what I mean? And then we had higher highs here. So we had lower highs here. That was the initial understanding, pushing down. When we got here, a little tricky, but the simple logic was right there at that buy that I took here. We had a nice little higher low. I'm sorry, with Dow, and lower lows with the tweezer bottoms, with the bottoms right there. So that was that logic. But when Dow comes above and takes out the 930, and we have lower highs here for NAS and S&P, that right there triggered the next push down. And I'm going to show you I'm going to show you an also divergence, imbalance divergence. Watch this. Notice when we pushed up here with NAS, back up this first initially, look how S&P takes out that breakout level. Look how we take out the complete level. But look how NAS doesn't come up to that breakout level. And that was what I was trying to do with that buy. And that was my dump and pump, just to be done. Even though I could keep coming down, keep going out, I don't care. That was just a simple strategy. But this is a divergence in itself. See, this breakout area right here? See that? See how we didn't come up there? They did, right? So that was an explanation, little side bit that it's weaker, right? And that's it. And then again, with Dow, still a divergence of all-time highs, and now they're hunting for all this range right here, right? Coming for that liquidity, and it is what it is. Now oversold again, right? Talked about that, right? we were on the overbought side, came to the oversold. And to me, it's they're pretty much trying to come. See that breakout right here? See that? Boom, boom, and push right through. So they're coming forward, maybe. But right now, they're just we're settling for the month's candle, the wick of the wheat of the month, right? And that's how ours. We came up one more time, and then So again, lower low, lower high, sell by sell day. Here's a shakeout speaker right there. That's pretty dirty and ugly. This is why I don't trade fucking Dow. Here's a prime example of why I would be pissed as shit selling this or playing with this. If you have patience and you wait for some key levels, you can see them bouncing around pretty nicely around those areas. But again, just hunting, more hunting. I was bullish, obviously, but with the greed and everybody just constantly trying to push, it seemed like, like the happy ending was coming, right? But if you're going to see some fire, what I was telling you guys about, before I get there, I'll tell you, and then S&P, pretty hard rejection coming back. This looks pretty bad. Again, what did we do? We pushed all the way up, man. You know what I mean? But they're coming back in, and they were working more of this imbalance. And sure enough, they're trying to seal this breakout area. Now we're in this area. So it's the end of the month. And I'm not going to forget. I was going to tell you. Just hold on. We expect September to just speaker out and drop a little lower to come in the previous month's body, which would be also liquidity. All here, and we'll see what we end up doing. It's going to be very tricky. Not excited for this month coming up, but let me move forward. And again, S&P. Look at the month. So they came down for opening range gap, bought back up. This is a breakout area still. This is still a sell though. All right, because we're up here, right? You want to come back a little bit, but you can see this respecting the high of the current week gap. Hey, stop. You can see the current week, obviously, and then 25% bottom coming down. I don't really have this marked, but just wiping out all that shit that people were buying. Listen, it's just a scam. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, man, I can't even measure shit anymore. But yeah, came up this 3.5 to 4. This was really very helpful. Last up candle right there too. See that? And you can see the bodies kind of sitting there. This is where I'm selling, but got a nice sell, and then oversold again. So we bounced to oversold and shot the fuck up, right? And then and generally when you see something like this, an exchange of hands is happening. A change in direction is happening. To me, this is a break of structure, though. By the way, before I was about to forget, look at these motherfuckers. What I tell you guys, man. I told you guys about this. I told you that what we were going to. I told you all about this. I told you guys this shit over here. This was like months ago. A month ago, at minimum. I don't remember when I drove this, but right there. See that? Us selling that hard from there, do you think that's just a coincidence? No. Got a lot of liquidity down here in the room on the bottom side. If this thing wants to start moseying on its way down, look at this gap right here. Whew. It's going to be a very, very interesting, because I'm going to be honest with you. All this was easy. Like to be honest with you, there's no reason to be trading the rest of the year. There isn't. There really isn't. This right here was just phenomenal. But now we got here, right? So this breakout area right here, see that? I'm going to assume they want to come in here for September. I'm going to assume that. But anyways, and what I tell you about these guys right here. They got them, bro. Well, they just took them out now. Right now, with this. Ha. Pretty much. So, man, I'm going to have to reassess for the month. And clean up the chart a little bit. And then we'll see where we go from here. We also have, we have We never sealed that. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this real quick. No, that's not what I was doing. I gotta go, man. Right here and right here. Is it sealed? Nope. That's what's left in that daily imbalance right there. That's what's left. So let me just put this out there because it's an interest coming down for September. And we have this weekly gap, weekly imbalance right there too. So I'm wondering if they want to dig into that right here. This is what my targets are on the bottom side if it decides to keep going. But this is definitely a break of structure, and for me it is. I mean, not on the so it's not a break of structure on the weekly, right? And on the daily it is a break. God, I gotta change these lines. I gotta change the color or do something. I know. I'm just thinking. And then for the daily, for me though, on the daily, it is a break of structure on the daily. So obviously the 4 hour is gonna show a break, 1 hour, everything else, but we'll see. Let me look at the data here. Yeah, fucking beginning of the month is rough. The last 10 days of the month is going to be the easiest, that's for sure. It's generally speaking just going to kind of go back up after its fuckery is done. So that's the real move to look for, but it's going to be I'm just going to expect a pullback into the areas I just talked about. However that looks like, even with this break here, I'm going to just draw it. Let me just do it like this. And I know I gave a wild example yesterday, but I didn't expect this fucking. And you know what's funny is I'm going to mention this as well. When I mentioned this range here, from here to here, now it's 50%. I'm over here trying to be so slick and catch the sell down into the liquidity that sometimes I'll forget that, hey, you're bullish. Remember, you're bullish. And to take that trade. But I mean, I just wanted to be done and leave yesterday, and it's just like crazy how it went up. But even if you're steps ahead of yourself, don't forget also the bigger picture or what you're really trying to do. Yes, all day I was trying to sell this and I accomplished it. And it was like, wow, great. But then I'm like, well, hello. When you get here, you expect to buy. But, and when I'm up here, I expect to sell. I don't know if it's going to go through or not, but that's the general gist. And that's why you see me play it the way I played it. So if this is a break of structure here, I'm going to say that, let's just say they want to maybe come back into here. But I'm expecting, something like this, right? So I don't know if it's this low or not, but let's just for the sake that, we do that first. Now, this would be the 15 year, I'm sorry, the 30 year that I'm talking about, and then make a new high. Okay. So that would be like the 30 year. The 15 year does this shit. Like it comes down, it comes up, right? And then it comes down again, and then the last 10 days or 15 days, whatever the fuck, comes right back up. This is the 15 year. I'm drawing it for you. All right, and then and we're just doing some macro talk real quick. But the 5 year, is like, okay, it's time to buy again. And it's like, it's this type of shit. And it just keeps going up, right? So I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. I don't care. But on the month, let's look at the month real quick. So I just gave you all those examples. So the month, nice sell off there, and you can see this imbalance here. See this imbalance here, and obviously the liquidity. You expect this. This is a closure of this inversion. Strong, empty, stays empty. Now here, this, you expect it to stay empty when you're trying to keep going up, right? Obviously, because this is this month. So the next month, when we open up the accumulation, manipulation, distribution of the open. So you have the open, the wick, the push up, and the sell off, right, for the whole month. Well, if we take a look at that in general speaking, right, we're going to say that we're going to open up. That's why we sold off heavily at the end of the month. I was talking about that shit 2 days ago, even, I think. But let's just say everything is kosher and we're just still melting up for the rest of the year type of thing. Then it's going to open up. Does it either seal and come back here, which is the all-time high of January? That's kind of like what I was talking about, this areas, right? So this area there, and then that big one here, all right? Let me drag this out all the way because this level is super key. But so which would be that high right there? So does it sell down and seal that, and then we start popping back up, and that's the general gist, or does it just dip back into the previous candle, which would be this month's July? At 50%, you can quad it. We'll see, and then does it go up? And does this stay empty, or does this next one come in and dip into here, which would now be looking at that weekly gap right there, the higher time frame? Does that stay empty or not is really my magic question. I mean, it could, but I would like to see this even stay empty if this is going to be a measuring gap or a breakaway imbalance, where it just the strength shows it empty, and then we the next month pops up, and then we'll look at I'm sorry, this is August coming, not September. Did I say that? And then maybe we'll see September dip in to the imbalance of here or here that it creates. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just talking, and I need to be done. I need to be done. So I hope this was helpful and fire, and then the majors also, when they pushed up, you could see that they were retracing back. So, and then obviously with earnings, with Meta, and huge move up, and everybody kind of, once they moved out, they pulled back a little bit, so that was kind of like framing the sell and shit. So I don't know if I don't think I'm missing anything. I'm really tired of videos. 37 minutes, fuck. Well, what are you gonna do? It's the end of the month, and I'm talking about the new month, and speaker, buddy, speaker. Look at that fucking scam and shit. Yeah, okay. And then the 4 hour. Haha. I fucking talked about that, and we didn't get that yesterday, right? So I was thinking maybe Asia Luna keep going, but then also I knew I was at a 50 and it could buy, but that's what they did. But that's why when you're not involved all the time, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get moves every day, dude. You know what I'm saying? So but you can see that 4 hour coming down, buddy. See that? So this might come down, and then I was given the examples of still popping down on the higher time frame. We'll see going into September. Maybe this will do a divergence where it just keeps, a couple drives down, and then you see a signal. I'm just talking, not saying it's gonna happen, but yeah, this 4 hours coming in now finally. Because where were we yesterday? We were at the 50, but we didn't keep going. So look at this shit. Yeah, okay, bro. Fucking scammers. All right, so and 5 minute is obviously pretty smooth. You'll see that that imbalance on the 5 minute lower quadrant. And control of price, breakout level, that candle right there as well. Look at that. All right, and that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Take care. God bless.